And welcome back, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate that. Now, I could do a traditional review of Far Cry Primal where I talk about the graphics and I'll talk about the various gameplay mechanics, but I thought I might mix things up a bit and do a less traditional review, just try and talk a bit about the game. Because a couple of days ago, news came out that the map that is used in Far Cry Primal is pretty much the same as the one in Far Cry 4. And a lot of people are sort of angry about that because they they say that Ubisoft is sort of like recycling their games and the assets of their games, which is true. But it's not just the map of Far Cry Primal that's quite similar to the previous games. I mean, Primal is pretty much based on the same engine as Far Cry 4 and 3 maybe. It has similar animations where, for instance, when you stand too close to a fire, you'll burn and you'll see the flames sort of on your arms, and you can press a button and the character will try and put out the flames by sort of doing this. And that stuff was in Far Cry 3 and 4 as well, so they're reusing that in Primal. But also when you go out hunting and you've killed your prey and you start skinning it, you'll see the same animation, the same skinning animation where you'll put in a knife or something else and just open up the corpse and take out the meat. So that's quite similar. But also the gameplay mechanics. I mean, in Far Cry 3 and 4, you would do missions and you go explore the world. You would sort of take over outposts. That stuff is all in Far Cry Primal as well. In Primal, as in the previous games, you go out hunting, as I said, for animals. You can craft items with the pelts. So it's not just the map; it's all of the stuff basically. And I cannot really wrong Ubisoft for doing that. I think that Ubisoft has perfected the formula, the blueprint of the open world exploration adventure action game. And people who are saying that, well, Ubisoft need to add new stuff to the game, make it more interesting. I don't know, really. I don't know what the next step can be, actually. I mean, we might have come to a point where this is how far the genre can go, right? You have this open world, you can drive, fly, hunt, shoot, kill, whatever, right? And that's as far as it goes, actually. And it's more or less of an evolution than a revolution in terms of how the series has progressed over time. So I think it's not really a bad thing, right? Because the bottom line is, oh, and I forgot one thing. I forgot one thing. The In Far Cry Primal, you can sort of like control beasts. You can be sort of a beast master where you can sort of command a beast to attack. And that also is a continuation of a mechanic that was present in Far Cry 4, where you would carry meat and you could throw meat in the vicinity of a bunch of enemies. And all of a sudden, there would appear a bear or a tiger that would attack these enemies. So that serves as a distraction, and the whole beast mastery in Far Cry Primal is pretty much the same thing. It's a distraction for enemies while you do something else. You kill these guys, the other guys are sort of occupied with the beast. And I like that stuff. So it's more like a sort of a gradual progression of the genre of the series. But the bottom line is it a fun game? Is Primal fun and entertaining? And I think it is. I think it is fun. I like liberating these outposts because it's action packed. It's fun to do. I like stalking around. I like sort of looking at the layout of the camp and choosing a point of entry. That stuff I like. I like that stuff. So the bottom line is it's fun and entertaining. Is it an essential game at this point in time? No, it is not. It is not the next big thing, right? It's not like No Man's Sky that's coming out later this year, I think. It's not that game that everyone wants to play right now. You can completely forget about Primal, and at the end of the year, you might browse the Ubi store or Steam shop or store, and there might be uh, Primal might be on sale at that point for 20 or 15 or $30, which is fine. And you can pick it up and have a good time with it. I mean, you can spend a lot of hours playing Primal. So, bottom line, it is fun. It's not an essential game. It is fun. The There aren't a lot of companies that can do these open world exploration first person games, and Ubisoft can do it well. So they deserve some credit. And they actually took a chance with Primal when stripping away the vehicles and the gunplay. And it's still a fun game. So that is basically my take on Far Cry Primal. A good game, well polished, fun to play, entertaining, and yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Leave comments, and see you in the next video. Bye.